Hello. This is a Sears Kenmore 9000 series sewing machine from the 60s, 1960s. Yes, it is a vintage machine. And unfortunately, I prefer this machine over some of the newer models that are out there right now. One of the reasons is because this machine is made out of metal. And it's not plastic like a lot of the new ones are made of. I'm not happy with that, but this is what everybody's going to. These machines were workhorses for their time. And if they were kept in good repair, they still operate today. They're very good machines and they're very heavy duty, which is hard to find right now as far as when it comes to sewing machines. Now, I've seen a lot of videos with regards to these machines, and none of them properly tell you how to thread these machines. Now, this machine was handed down to me by my mother, and she used it a lot, and I'm starting to use it a lot. Now, let's first start off by learning how to thread this machine. Now, if you'll notice, there are two spool holders. It doesn't really matter which one. I prefer using the first one. They usually had this because there were two of them, because there is a needle in which you can use two different colors, and that's when you will utilize this particular spool. Now, if you come over here, this is the first area to thread through, and you have to go through the eyelet just like this, and then you come across the machine this way to this one right here, and you will thread the thread right through there the same way. Now, I'm not going to show you about the buttons. I think there are sufficient other videos on what they do. But if I get any questions or comments, I will be more than happy to answer as to what each one actually does. Now, this is your tensioner. There are two slots in there, if you can see that. And the only time that those two slots will be of any consequence is if you are using two different threads. But it doesn't really matter at this point in time because I'm only using one. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick one of those areas, go through, and you're going to wrap it around the tensioner like this. Now, there is a wire right here, and if you can see it, I touched it with my finger. And you're going to put the thread around that wire. This is very important. You must do this in order for the tensioner to properly work. Now, you have two areas right here. You have this one and this one right down here. This thread must go around this one, over and through this one, to come up here to this area right here that all machines have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, I'm going to move it around there, bring it around there, and I'm going to have it ready for it to go to this area right here. And you'll take it and you will thread it through there and bring it through. Now, next, we're going to come back down through this one. So that keeps it in alignment so that everything is straight. A lot of people think, well, it's going to tangle. No, it won't. If it's done properly, it'll look just like this. Now we're going to move down to this eyelet. This eyelet must be threaded also, and that helps stage the thread to go to the sewing needle itself. So we're going to thread it through here, and if it would just stay in there, and then it's ready. Now, there are two more areas that you have to address. Right here, and I'm bringing it close, is a wire. This wire here is part of the tensioning system. You must put the thread through this area, and you can do that by doing it this way. And as you can see, it's lining it up to bring it down to the last and final area on the sewing machine, which is the eye of the needle. Once it's through this eye of the needle, it will be going towards the back of the machine. After that, you will take it and you will slip it underneath the presser foot, and you're ready to sew.